for this soccer matchup between Sacramento Republic FC and the Real Monarchs. Soccer fans, we've got a treat for you tonight here in a battle between two Western Conference foes. Taryn Meyer, Carla Haslam, I'm Landon Southwick. In this game, in this battle between these two teams, we've got some exciting soccer ahead of us. Both teams battling in the West, in playoff position so far above the red line, but neither team can get complacent at this point in the season. As we've known early on in the season so far, not much going. We're gonna throw it out to the national anthem. Beautiful rendition of the national anthem by Kelly Hall to get things started here at the Riots. Like we mentioned, guys, this should be an exciting matchup. Both teams in a little bit of a different situation. Monarchs coming in hot, putting 3 goals on Los Dos Wednesday nights, where Sacramento Republic has struggled to find the back of the nets and is in kind of a lull moment for them.
Yeah, and what a great way to go into this game after 3 goals. The Monarchs looked good landing against Los Dos. I mean, not only were they really speedy up top, but defensively they just seemed really, really solid, with the exception of that one shot off the crossbar. They seemed really solid in holding that back line and having discipline.
Connor Sparrow was able to get his first clean sheets of the season and of his career. A good moment for him and a good starting spot for him. Monarchs tonight, Taryn, what should we be looking for with this Monarchs team?
Looking for a very confident team. Look, they're healthy, they're confident. And the three of us have always talked about a lot of match fitness, and I think they're almost to 90 minutes. They're almost right there. Like you said, coming off a good 3-0 win at LA. LA, not a bad team, and always good to get a win on the road. Tonight, look for the Monarchs to really stretch Sacramento. We always talk about the elevation. Watch for them to do that late in the game and really start putting goals away when they get into the box.
On the flip side, Carla, from Sacramento, a team, like we mentioned, struggling to find the back of the net, but there's a few guys that are very capable of scoring in bunches.
Yeah, I know earlier in the game we were talking about their number 13 forward up top, Ochoa. We had mentioned him last season. You might have heard Landon and I talking about him because he scored 2 goals against the Monarchs when he was playing in Arizona. On that same side is going to be number 17, Blackwood. Speedy guy, has wheels, knows how to score goals, but also knows how to distribute. I'm not going to be surprised if every time he gets the ball, he's either looking to go to goal or he's going to be looking to find Ochoa or Caesar up top.
Head coach for the Monarchs, Mark Briggs, in his first season after taking over midway through the season, he's got a team that he's very confident in because he's thrown them out here multiple times. Let's check out the starting lineup for both squads.
We'll start with Sacramento Republic. Evan Newton in goal. Clementa outright, Julius James, Christopher Christian hang out in the middle. James Keif over on that left side. Danny Barrera, Jeremy Hall, Augustin Cazares, Tyler Blackwood, Trevin Caesar, and Samuel Ochoa round out their starting 11. And for the Monarchs, no changes from their game at Los Angeles. James Moberg, Kyle Karinga, Max Lakawecki, Michael Gallagher, Charlie Adams, and Nick Beasler. Look for them to hold down the fort in the center of the park, with Sebastian Velasquez pulling the strings. Daniel Haber and Chandler Hoffman round out that starting 11. And I'm not going to forget this time, like you said, Connor Sparrow starting in goal, coming off his first shutout with the Monarchs.
Both sides, like we mentioned, very capable of scoring goals in 2 different situations, like we already mentioned. But both teams hungry and both teams have a pedigree of great soccer. Sacramento has really had it throughout their history, drawing a lot of fans, drawing a lot of support, even have a nice supporter group here on the south end of the stadium. Some drums, you can hear that maybe through the speakers.
And the resources that go into the team are excellent as well. I mean, we were talking about possible expansion teams, and this is definitely one of those teams that could be in the discussion. They have the resources, they have the fan base, and they have the talent, and so it's definitely going to be a good game for the Monarchs, especially with both teams being near the top of the bracket.
And we're underway here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Center referee Timothy Ford is going to be calling tonight's game. Monarchs coming to the match 6-1-0 on the season. Sacramento Republic 3-4-1. Lakawecki in the area. Brody with the shot, and that's blocked. It's going to be kept in, but played out wide. Monarchs moving from south to north.
Good early chance there from Lakawecki. From the view here, it looks like he could have tagged a shot. Instead, he elects to play over to Chandler Hoffman, the hot striker for the Real Monarchs.
Lakawecki will throw it on the near side. He'll get it in. Keeps it in. The ball's still in. United struggling, or Republic, excuse me, struggling to clear. Like a possible shove in the back there. By Ochoa.
It's a great way for the Monarchs to start the game. I mean, Briggs is one of those coaches who likes to go forward off the kickoff, and every coach has a different mentality about how they want to start the game. But Briggs is one of those coaches that thinks we need to start the game off in an attacking note, and so why not send the ball up, why not try to get it to the corners? And that's exactly what they did, and now it sets a tone and rhythm for the game that's very offensive-minded.
James Moberg there getting a little action falling to the turf. He's been a guy that's been very consistent for the Monarchs in the back line. Partnered alongside Gallagher tonight for the second game in a row with Karinga and Lakawecki along that back line. A lot of players with creative skills in front of them to pull strings. Refs getting in the way there. Timothy Ford, like we mentioned, ball up over top, stays on. Connor Sparrow comes out and collects. It's going to shut down Blackwood. Blackwood was in the area and possibly would have had an opportunity there, but give Connor Sparrow the credit.
Well done there from Blackwood to hold his line and get past that back line of the Monarchs. But then again, Connor Sparrow read that ball really, really well, out to collect. Nice and comfortable.
I want to thank those fans joining in tonight for the broadcast. Those that maybe came over after the Real Salt Lake game, or those that may be in California. Appreciate you joining us tonight and hope this is an exciting one for you. Hoffman will chase things down. James will play it back to his center back partner, Christian. Into the midfield.
I was going to say, you have to give credit, too, to those Sacramento fans. I don't know if you can hear it in our headsets, but those drums are not actually from Monarch fans here. They're from the Sacramento team that came to represent their team, waving California flags.
Ball's going to be played out of bounds by Max Lakawecki.
About 10 or 12 Sacramento fans down there making the trek from Northern California here to the beautiful Salt Lake Valley. You have to love that in the USL. Traveling support both on the MLS side and the USL side. The growth is amazing.
Sazer's going to be called off there. Guy that has speed and can find himself behind the back line. Moberg and Gallagher have to be on the same page all night long to make sure they keep in check both of those forwards, as well as both wide players in Barrera and Blackwood.
Yeah, keep an eye out for Caesar up top. He's number 19 for Republic. The guy is fast, but the cool thing is that he has such a great talent of receiving the ball at his back. And whether he distributes it back out to one of his midfielders or whether he turns it, it makes him really dangerous, especially when he's going against that back line.
Ball's up. Karinga's going to try to win it. He'll settle it back to Moberg. Moberg's looking to play forward. Beasler wearing the captain's armband for the Monarchs. He'll be dispossessed. Republic moving forward around Gallagher. It's going to be recovered by the Monarchs, but a foul just outside the area and a good distance here for a free kick for Sacramento.
Looks like Nick Beasler there, maybe tugging Blackwood back just a hair as we look at it again. Yeah, or maybe no, it was Gallagher.
I'm not even sure where I saw the foul on that one. Gallagher frustrated. Lakawecki did a good job of getting back.
Obviously, the referee saw something that we didn't, setting the tone early whistle.
Good wall set up by the Monarchs. They're inside the area just outside the penalty spots. Barrera and Clementa standing over it. Barrera's gonna take it. Shot right into the waiting arms of Connor Sparrow. Got it up and around the wall, just not enough speed behind it. But a decent effort there.
And a dangerous opportunity. I mean, those set pieces can really change games. You know, it doesn't matter whether one team's dominating or not. One set piece can completely change the rhythm of a game and obviously the score of it. But you can always tell by how dangerous a set piece is by how many men are in the wall. And it seemed like that entire back line and midfielders were in that wall.
Sacramento Republic hasn't scored a goal in 470 minutes at the start of tonight's game. Last goal came April 8th. So it's been a month since they found the back of the net, as Vlasa is going to move forward and win the first corner of the match for the Monarchs.
Velasquez, you have to imagine, is probably feeling very good right now, especially after scoring PK in the last game and being able to set up his teammates.
Charlie Adams will take the corner for the Monarchs.
Watch the way Charlie Adams whips this ball in. And if he decides to go with an outswinger or put his foot through the ball, he usually keeps it about crossbar height. Very difficult for a goalkeeper to come and collect.
Sun slightly in the eyes of Newton. Ball's in the area, going to be cleared out, but not completely. Kept in by the Monarchs. Adams going to get another opportunity. He tries to play it in. Clementa's there to block it.
Well done,
and
there
Haber will throw it in.
Well done there from Clementa to close down the angle there. He really sold the near post cross there.
Lakawecki to throw in to Hoffman. Beasler will settle. Velasquez is going to go forward. Nice shifty feet there from Rufio. Haber looking into Velasquez. Velasquez inside the area, plays it, looking for Brody. It'll result in another corner for the Monarchs.
Good darting run towards the near post there from midfield by Andrew Brody, looking to get in behind James as James clears the ball for another corner kick.
Coach Briggs having a conversation with the fourth official, Hamid Sadehi. Adams will take another corner kick. Sun still in the eyes of Newton. You can see players shielding the ball, or the Sun with their hand. Adams will take it, left-footed, inside the area, doesn't beat the first player and's cleared out. Out to Lakawecki. He'll look to adjust quickly. Brody. Nice movement there from Brody. He'll find it out wide. Karinga looking in the area. Ball's gonna bounce. Cleared, not all the way. Velasquez is gonna keep it in. Nice little turn there from Velasquez to Beasler, to Brody. Long touch, shot, just wide. Brody looked like he slipped there.
Yeah, no, definitely. You can kind of tell that his footing's a little off, and that leads to that bad first touch that comes towards Newton. Ideally, he would want to just take it in softly, whether to cut it in, kind of provide himself with more angles. But nonetheless, great opportunities for the Monarchs. I mean, we've already seen 3 crosses from them. They're doing a great job of getting wide. I know Taryn had talked about expanding the field and getting wide.
Adams will take it, right-footed, whipping it in the area, coming across. Karinga got his foot on it late, putting it up and over the crossbar.
What a fantastic ball whipped in there from Charlie Adams. That ball starts high and dives right at the top of the 6, and Karinga's there to meet it, winning yet another corner.
Excuse me, it wasn't last touched by Karinga. It looked like it was touched by Karinga. Must have gone off a foot because it will result in another corner kick from the northwest corner of Rio Tinto Stadium. For those of you watching at home, you have to remember the fans are sitting on this west side, not in the camera view.
There are people here.
Adams goes to attempt the kick. Gallagher and James going to be told that enough's enough. Adams with the 4th corner for the Monarchs. He'll drive it into the area, looking back post. Gallagher looks like was told earlier, no touching, no nothing, and got caught right there. Newton will take the restart.
You have to get in there and scuffle a little bit. Make your presence known.
9 minutes in. 10th minute of soccer here at Rio Tinto Stadium, about 60 degrees on this Saturday evening. Beautiful snow-capped mountains behind the stadium.
It's perfect sweater weather. I had to join the Mike Petke sweater happenings.
Sweater connoisseur, as it says on his Twitter bio.
Oh, nice turn there from Charlie Adams. Fancy footwork to get out of that one and open it up to Lakawecki. Looking for Haber. Haber trying to find Hoffman.
Speaking of Twitter, let us know your thoughts. How's the game going?
Velasquez plays it up over top to Hoffman. Newton comes off his line. Carla, sorry to cut you off there.
No, you're totally fine. Big plays coming for the Monarchs here. But we were saying, let us know what your thoughts are. You know, who you think's going to score in this match, what the game's going to be, how you're feeling about it. We appreciate hearing from all Monarchs fan in the RSL family. You can talk to us on Twitter. It's Taryn Meyer, Carla Swenson Haslam, and Landon Southwick. Let us know your thoughts about the game.
Hoffman's going to find it, looking for Brody. Nice little turn there and a nice run from Brody. Good defense and pressure. Hoffman's finding it inside the area. Long touch. Looks like it's going to be led across the goal line by Kiffey. Result in a goal kick for Republic. Like we mentioned, guys, both teams really in a different situation. Monarchs have never found themselves in this top level of the USL. Right now, sitting second overall in the USL and doing an awesome job so far. Only one loss, and a loss that came in kind of an awkward situation in Colorado. They went down early and couldn't complete the comeback.
And to be quite honest with you, I credit a lot of that is to this team being able to stay healthy and the players really taking care of their bodies and doing well, not only on the field, but off the field. And that goes a long way. I know it's early in the season, but when you get into the August, the Septembers, even farther, the work now pays off way down the road. And they're going to have a lot of times between trainings, games, travel, come summertime when it's hot, and sometimes it's tough to be out on the field.
No, it takes a lot of discipline, and sometimes with this USL team, you get players that maybe don't have that same sort of experience or are brand new to playing at this such a high level. But you're right, that sort of discipline makes all the difference.
Karinga looking back post to Velasquez. He settles. Shots blocked. Good effort there and a great ball from Karinga on the far right side. Haber to Velasquez inside the area. He'll cuts it to the touchline. It's going to cross the touchline for a goal kick. Nice effort there from the Monarchs. And a good job at moving forward and pressing with that attack.
Yeah, well, Velasquez was not able to connect on that. I appreciate that he's trying to be unpredictable. He's already gotten to the end line 2 or 3 times, and what he's been doing is crossing it back on the 6, which is a dangerous play in which he should be looking to do. But looking to get that little chip is his way of saying, no, I'm not going to do the same thing every single time. I'm going to try to make it unpredictable. And again, his teammates weren't able to get on the end of it. But it shows a certain level of creativity and maturity in his play and his willingness to mix things up.
Hall drops back in the defensive line to receive. He'll get it back, picks up his head, looking into the midfield, going to be cut off by Haber. Velasquez sitting pretty high. Adams and Beasler sitting in front of the back 4. Ball's going to be sprayed wide and over the head of Kiffey. Monarchs going to quickly take the throw in. All the way back to Sparrow. When Sparrow's not saving goals, he's actually saving lives. He's a registered nurse. Kind of a fun little interesting fact about Connor Sparrow. Finished his nursing degree this last year. Great guy on and off the field.
Good for him for being able to do that. I feel like being a student athlete, I barely have time to do my own homework.
And a very cool thing about Connor Sparrow is that when he was hurt, he decided to go back to his alma mater in Creighton and get in his 220 hours of time at the hospital, really being productive, not only while taking care of himself, but, like you said, like taking care of other people.
Yeah, shows a great versatility, and it's perfect for the RSL family. You know, we love that kind of stuff.
If you want to read about Connor Sparrow's story, head over to RSL.com and check out Ben Anderson's little bio on Sparrow that came out earlier today.
Ball's going to be played back to Sparrow himself, Mr. Jack Sparrow. Maybe we'll start calling him. Nice flowing locks. Ball looking forward to Lakawecki. Lakawecki looks to have caught Clementa. Wouldn't be surprised to see a warning there to Lakawecki. Looked like it was a elbow or hand to the face. Looks like he's going to get some assistance, maybe some blood in the lip. Lakawecki getting a talking to. So far, guys, the big thing that's missing for Sacramento in these last few minutes has been the midfield. They're trying to skip that midfield. You've seen the back line maintain a little bit of possession, but the ball up over top has been happening as we'll get a replay look at that last foul of Lakawecki.
Not sure Lakawecki knew much about it as he had all eyes on the ball.
Yeah, it seems like he puts his arms up almost as if to defend himself running into someone else.
To stay balanced.
But a foul nonetheless.
Tough,
it was a good call.
Tough there. That never feels good. Never feels good. And so Clemente will get taken care of, and I'm sure he'll be right back onto the field.
Clementa still getting assistance on the field. Sacramento playing with 10 currently. Gallagher to Beasler. Moberg's going to play it back to Sparrow. If he was wearing the captain's armband, we could call him Captain Jack. But he's not.
But power of suggestion, right? Like, maybe you and Briggs can have a conversation after the game.
Beasler up to Sebastian Velasquez. Good ball there, wide to Lakawecki. Lakawecki's touch let him down. Tried to go up and over top of James.
I'd love to see a heat map this far.
Seems like everything's on that left side,
Hoffman
right?
inside the area. Haber. Shot is deflected. Monarchs pushing. Here comes in a counterattack. Blackwood using his speed. Moberg's with him. Defense slow to get back. Blackwood will play it back.
Back to the heat map. If you look at Max Lakawecki, he has spent probably the majority of this first 18 minutes or so up in the attacking half of this left side, really pressuring Clementa.
And even credit to him that he gets back. You know, they tell your wing backs, if you're going to move up, you have to be able to make that 60-yard sprint back, and that's exactly what he does. You know, never has he seemed to get beat.
Sazer trying to sneak in there. Gallagher will deny him of that. Brody, the Energizer Bunny, going to play it forward to Hoffman. Hoffman has Velasquez with him. Plays it to Sebastian Velasquez. Looking to get to Haber. The ball will get to him. Just outside the area. Lakawecki whips it in. It's going to be cleared out by James. Monarchs applying the pressure. 19th minute of play, still scoreless here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Monarchs moving from right to left, wearing their cobalt kits. Sacramento in their all whites with a slight gray stripe on both sides. Sebastian Velasquez is going to be fouled. Ochoa is sticking his foot in there. Classic Ochoa.
Ochoa just grabbed Velasquez's arm, pulled him down. Velasquez unable to get a touch on it before trying to pass it up to Hoffman. But Velasquez does a good job getting on the nerves of other players. I mean, that's what you want from a striker, something that gets in their ears, kind of gets them a little upset, has a unnecessarily arm pull.
He's the antagonist and the instigator in every match. He always frustrates the back line in the midfield.
Ball whipped into the backside. Looking for Hoffman.
You look at Charlie Adams, he's not happy with the way he served that ball in. I'm not even quite sure he wanted to find that back post, but it was just so high. Immediately turned around with his hands on his head. Not really the ball he wanted to play in there.
Newton trying to figure out where he needs to take the goal kick from. He thought foul.
No,
or excuse me,
still
offside
a lot of time
there.
Yeah, no, definitely. And there's still a lot of time in the half that it's one of those situations where, you know, decision making is crucial at this time. I mean, when you're up 1-0, 2-0, then it's much easier to make your decisions. But right now, both teams are getting opportunities on goal. Both teams are developing a rhythm.
Be a throw in for Christian. Excuse me, Kiffey. Quickly to Christian. Monarchs, you're noticing this season, play a little higher and a lot higher of a press from this Monarchs team. Something that head coach Mark Briggs has installed in this team, and they've done it well so far. Sazer looking to get this one up over the top. Sazer's inside the area. Can he get it to it? He'll get there, but no assistance as Moberg's going to collect. To Lakowecki.
Landon, going back to your pressure, a big part of pressure is choosing when to go and when not to go. It's not a full 90-minute press, go, go, go. You get worn out like that. It's picking and choosing the times when to go, when to hold back and absorb the pressure and maybe counterattack or work your way up the field. Not even quickly, but just being able to keep your fitness level high through 90 minutes and play smart soccer instead of go-go soccer.
Ball's behind Ochoa. Haber's going to collect to Adams. Gets it out wide to Lakowecki. Monarchs possessing the ball very well here through 22 minutes of this one. Sun's almost completely off the field now. We have shadows across the pitch here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Beautiful looking pitch tonight. Velasquez out wide to Moberg, the University of Washington product. He'll look to switch the field, looking for Haber. Haber's gonna battle, heads it on to an on-rushing Hoffman. James able to get there first. Haber keeps it in. Lakowecki looking forward to Adams. Shot! Takes a deflection. It'll be the 5th corner of the match for the Monarchs. Good interchange play there by the Monarchs.
We look at this again. The ball gets played back in. Lakowecki to Adams at the top of the box, and as soon as that ball popped up, you could see Adams' eyes light up like the size of dinner plates. He just wanted to put his foot through that ball, but defender does well to knock it out for a corner.
Adams will whip it in with his left foot. Ball falls. James is on the ground, and there will be a foul called. Nick Beasler will be whistled for the foul as James has knocked it down inside the area.
That's the second time that's happened for the Monarchs, that on a corner kick they've been called for a foul. And while we were talking about it's important to kind of set that physical tone, after the second and the third time, you're giving up opportunities because Adams is doing a great job of sending it into the box. He has it enough that it's far away enough from the keeper to get to. And so you have to be able to take advantage of those opportunities. Throw your hands up, something so the ref knows I'm not pulling, I'm not touching him, and hopefully your teammate can get on the end of one of those corners.
James looking for the long ball up to Cesar. Brody's gonna settle. Nice little touch from him there. Able to get the ball to Adams. Adams gets around the defender. There's screen space in front of him. Haber's gonna collect. Take it to his right foot, whips it in, looking for Hoffman. Hoffman shot just over the bar, and it looks like Newton may have taken a touch.
I thought Newton got his hands on it, but I guess the ref saw something different.
From our perspective, it definitely looked like he got his right arm up. As we look at it again, ball gets played in. That's a daft touch. That's very, very close.
James will keep it in, played all the way back to Newton. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. That's NikeSoccer.com.
Monarchs doing a really good job of keeping their shape. If you're looking on your screen, you can kind of see 3 definite lines. They're just waiting for the pressure, waiting for Republic to cross that half line before they applying pressure.
Moberg going to be called for the foul. He stepped up a nice step, almost won the ball for the Monarchs. Briggs isn't too happy about that one, giving a little bit to the 4th official there.
I thought Moberg did well to step, but taking out the player in the process. I've been continually impressed by James Moberg all year. He's kind of the stalwart on the back line. He's played nearly every minute of the season so far, and he's scoring goals. For your center back getting goals, it's always nice if you're a head coach.
It's going to be a foul called on the Monarchs just outside the area. Moberg's going to be called for the foul and shown a yellow card.
As soon as I say that, he goes in the book.
James Moberg will be shown a yellow card in the 26th minute of play. Kind of a soft yellow card there.
Yeah, he's definitely not happy about that yellow.
Looked like he had a jersey. We'll get a second replay look at this.
Right as we were singing his praises, the ball right at the top of the box, and he, as Brian Dunseth said earlier in the game, rodeos him down right at the top of the box. Very lucky not to give up a penalty kick there. Good opportunity for Sac Republic coming up.
It's a good opportunity, but it almost makes it too difficult how close it is. Because you get that wall, and you have to get over the wall. Sparrow's doing a great job of lining up his men right now to cover that far post. But at the same time, you have to have it drop. And so, you need one of those Lionel Messi-like touches.
Barrera and Christian standing over there. 6 in the wall. Barrera tries to go around the left side of the wall. We'll get a second opportunity at it. Put it wide. Not a bad look. He hit that wide man on the wall, as we'll get another look at it. But just not enough on it to get it all the way around.
And Barrera trying to find that near post. Looks like Connor Sparrow had it covered as the ball pops back out, and he just gets underneath it and wipes through it. Well done there from the Real Monarchs wall, doing their job and clearing the pressure.
And setting up quickly. I've been impressed with, in transition, especially when it comes to fouls. Yeah, Moberg talked to the ref a little bit, but the team was very quick in setting their wall. Sparrow was very good at getting them lined up, quickly, as fast as can be.
Gallagher with the foul on Caesar. Some crazy stuff happening down there as Adams is on the ground on his back.
Now pay attention to the 4th official here. The referee had his back turned. The 4th official had eyes on the entire thing, as it looks like there was hands to the face, maybe head to head. I didn't quite see, but somebody hit the turf. If we can get another look at it.
A lot of discussion going on. Timothy Ford has to make a decision here.
There's a tough foul there from Michael Gallagher. Maybe a foul, yes. But another off-the-ball incident as the 4th official tries to help clear this incident up. Sebastian Velasquez asking for a card. And I'm not entirely sure who it is.
Timothy Ford gonna figure things out. He's gonna show a yellow card to Cesar in the 29th minute of play.
Head coach Mark Briggs way out of his penalty, or his technical area, excuse me, talking to the 4th official for maybe the 4th or 5th time so far in this tie, and we're only 29 minutes in.
Surprised not to see more there. Both the AR on this near side as well as the 4th official looked like they could have had a good view of what happened. I missed it as well, so not completely sure what happened there, but one yellow card shown as we're gonna get another look at it.
I think a lot of times what happens too, we see a push right there.
Ball comes in and smacks Cesar. He throws Adams down to the turf.
I think a lot of times what happens too is you're caught up watching the ball that you end up missing where the other play is, and that's exactly what happened with the center referee.
Clementa gets a cross in. Haber there to defend.
But this does change the mood in the game. I mean, we were saying earlier that both teams are at the top of the bracket. Republic yet to score in a long time, and so you can tell they're kind of on edge about this all. And it really sets a mood where right now the Monarchs' main priority is to stay calm. If they want to get a goal and they want to win this game, they can't be fouling like Velasquez did right there. They have to stay calm.
Sebastian Velasquez is going to be whistled for the foul on Jeremy Hall.
And knowing that Republic has very road-heavy legs, this is the third of 3 straight road games. Last week, or their last game, excuse me, playing at league leader Sacramento, and then coming here to play the second place Real Monarchs. You have to be frustrated, ready to get home, but first looking for a result against a very good Real Monarchs side.
Ball is going to be touched out. It'll be a throw-in for Sacramento. Again, we'd like to thank those fans tuning in tonight, whether you're listening from Utah, California, or Cancun, some fun place.
We appreciate you spending your vacation with us, is what Landon's saying. And all the little kids there. Today it's Leo's birthday, so happy birthday, Leo the Lion.
Got a lot of mascots hanging around here, this stadium. A couple falcons, a wolf, or Kodiak, excuse me.
Wolverine. Cosmo the Cougar, Bumble from the Bees.
Gallagher. He'll play it wide to Moberg, to Karinga. Good movement of the ball from the Monarchs. Brody gonna challenge. It's gonna go off the back of Kiffy. Gallagher, nice little touch there.
Fantastic touch to find Lakawecki out wide. Who says center backs can't have daft touches?
Music to my ears.
I was going to say, Taryn was looking right at Landon when he said that, right? To all the center backs out there, you're great.
Beasler will drop back, looking for Adams. Adams looking for the call. No call coming. 32 minutes of soccer played here at the Riot, still scoreless. Monarchs subs up, warming up in the north end of the field.
I know, for the Monarchs fans have been a bit spoiled. It seems like Monarchs usually get a goal within the first half, and so this is a little bit change of pace, but nonetheless, both teams playing well. It's been a fun match to watch. You know, even some tussle between the two teams.
Clementa to Casares. He'll play it wide. Going to get the return pass. Good little interchange there from Republic. They're moving forward. Ball's out wide. But if he put in the area, Ochoa in the area, looking to get the header, and that's going to come out. It'll be saved on the edge of the area by Clementa, looking for the back post. Blackwood was in the area, but Karinga wins the header.
Good tackle there from Charlie Adams to buy time and really let the back line of Real Monarchs get a breath in and recoup and recover.
Nick, I see you watching from Cancun. Ball's going to be played out wide to Clementa. Clementa unable to settle. Good opportunity there for Republic, trying to go up the right side. Looks like they've been attacking on that right side for most of the night.
Both teams, you can tell, really like this near side. I bet if we were to look at a heat map, this near side is kind of where all the action's been happening for both teams, being able to get crosses and fight with each other, especially in the air.
Be a throw-in for the Monarchs.
Sure foul there as Lakawecki tumbled over by Samuel Ochoa. Again, a lot of physical play in this game. Both teams really getting at each other, no nonsense, not afraid to get stuck in on a tackle, a few fouls, a few feisty moments.
Yeah, which makes for good soccer, and it makes for an exciting game if the ref can stay on top of it. And it seems at this point that he has, he hasn't been afraid to take the card out of his pocket. He hasn't been afraid to make the calls. And so with that, it becomes an exciting game, and you still maintain some sort of rhythm even with the physicality.
Good little battle there between Hoffman and James. James has a tough task tonight defending Hoffman, a guy that, like we've mentioned many times, found the back of the net and has found it throughout his career. Was on the bench with the Galaxy, winning a championship in 2013, I believe.
2012.
12, off a year. Good catch there, Taryn.
Remember that faithful 2013. Those RSL
excuse
fans
me, that was an RSL one. Yee. The freezing cold.
And as a matter of fact, I think he won it in 2015, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll let you check that one. Adams looking to settle, tries to turn. He'll be fouled. It'll be a foul just on the Monarchs' half of the field. Lakawecki getting his boots wet with paint on this near side. Game settled in a little bit more here in the last few minutes. Gallagher going forward. Gallagher gonna play it to Lakawecki. Lakawecki, nice little touch and cut back.
What a great ball from Gallagher. Just a little tiny chip, just hits it with the inside of his foot, but gets under it enough for it to get a curve on it.
Velasquez forward to Adams. Adams looking for the touch. Looks like he got a touch. And he'll win another corner for the Monarchs. 6th of the match.
Landon, both you and I were just a year off. It was not 2015, it was 2014. Excuse me for those at home paying attention.
6th corner of the match tonight for the Monarchs.
Adams getting his corner practice in for this game.
Adams will whip it in, looking to the back post for Karinga. Will be kept in by Hoffman. Hoffman's defended by 2. He'll win a throw-in for the Monarchs on the far side, just near the corner flag.
You can see the Monarchs on your screen. They're hanging out the top of the box near the moon. Their hope is that any sort of cross that comes in, they'll be able to crash it and approach the ball at full speed.
A fantastic example of that for those Manchester United fans out there. Paul Scholes, always hovering around the edge of the box, just like Charlie Adams is there. How many goals, countless, that Scholes has scored from just smashing balls from the top of the box, just being in a good position and waiting for that second, maybe even a third ball to pop out and have a crack at goal.
Yeah, it's all anticipated. I mean, Taryn, you're a goalie. You know nothing's harder than a forward that's running at you full speed as opposed to one that's just standing in the 6.
Absolutely.
Hoffman was looking for a ball played in. Was too far away from him. He had to stretch for it. Monarchs maintain possession. Lakawecki. Haber. Velasquez. He's going to cut inside. Fakes the shot. Going to play it out to Lakawecki. Lakawecki plays it inside the area. Hoffman to Brody. Shot! Save! Goal! Monarchs score.
What a goal and what great tenacity. Ability to be ready for it.
39th minute of play. Daniel Haber finds the back of the net after it ping-pongs around, and he puts that one into the upper net.
But we talk about guys hanging around the box, hanging around the area for those second balls. Was it outside the 18? No, but Daniel Haber did everything you learn from youth soccer to professionals. Hang around, follow the shots, follow the second shots, as he was right on hand there to just roof that. Nothing Newton or the defenders there could do about it as Newton spills the first shot. As we watch it again, fantastic ball coming in from Lakawecki. Brody gets his shot saved. Tough one there from Newton. Defender takes it off the face, and Daniel Haber there to knock home his first goal of the season. As you can see, he knew that was coming. He wanted that.
Yeah, and it takes so much discipline to stay between the posts. I mean, when so many things are happening, it's tempting to go out wide because that's where the space is, but stay between the frame because anything that comes to you, whether you can get a knee on it or a hip on it, and here, Haber just hit it as hard as he could. Anything within the post is going to go in.
A little bit unlucky there for Sacramento, as they tried to clear, took a few deflections, like I mentioned, a little ping pong. Cesar's gonna be called off there. Behind Gallagher.
Well done there from the entire Real Monarchs side as Lakawecki rounds the defender. Excellent ball played in there by Velasquez, but that ball, it makes the defenders work and it makes them commit to Hoffman, and guess who? Andrew Brody on the back stick all alone. It's fantastic attacking play.
Well, and if I'm Mark Briggs, I'm so excited that my assist is coming from my defender. You know, he's all the way on the touchline, and yet he's able to get up there and send a beautiful ball that in the end resulted in a goal.
Captain Jack looking for Haber.
We might just have to make that one stick, right?
Trying. Velasquez get his frame in there. Battles. Beasler up. Nice little touch there from Velasquez. Timothy Ford gonna make another call. Be a foul on the Monarchs.
We'll have to see that one again. It looked very soft, but then again, I was watching the ball, so we'll check it out again here. We'll see it on the replay here. Okay, you can see he puts his arm around him, kind of swims him a little bit. Subtle enough that maybe the fan, you know, those watching in the crowds don't see it, but
Barrera there struggling to walk off a knock. It's like he's holding his left knee.
Not something you want to see if you're a Sacramento Republic fan. Somebody who's created chances with that left peg. You don't want to see him go off injured as he looks to be struggling, talking to the bench.
Beasler wins the challenge there, but called for the foul on Ochoa. Quickly taken from Republic.
And I'm okay with that there from Nick Beasler. Yes, he gets the foul called him, but he's making his presence known. He's not leaning back.
Ball's whipped inside the area. Can it be kept in by Republic? No, it cannot. Be a throw-in for the Monarchs in their defensive third. Barrera still trying to shake off that knock. Doesn't look comfortable. Still looks like he's limping. Gotcha. 42nd minute of play. Monarchs lead 1-0 on a 38th minute goal by Haber. Speaking of Haber, ball comes off him. It'll be a throw-in for Republic.
It's a striker's clearance.
Clementa will throw it in. He's motioning for the long throw. He'll put it inside the area. Cleared out by Beasler. He'll get another opportunity at it. Same exact spot almost. He might get a third go at this. Doesn't go for the long one. Velasquez is going to slow things up.
It's very important for the Monarchs to take this 1-0 lead into halftime, maybe snatch another goal as we approach the 45-minute mark, but keep this momentum going into the second half.
Well, and that's the thing is you probably don't, with the rhythm that they've been playing and how they've been playing, you don't have to make too many changes. At this point, it's just consistency, and that's what makes, you know, that's what separates the good teams from the great teams is just that consistency in play.
Velasquez just outside the area. Defended by two, weaves his way around, looking for Adams. Got stuck under his foot. But a nice little slalom course he rode there.
You know, there's part of me that thinks he should have just taken it. That window opened up for half a second on the near post. Newton was marking the far post. Newton was marking the near post. And he had that little window that I thought, you know, take one outside the box, just test out Newton.
Sparrow to Gallagher. Monarchs still pressing. Giveaway there from Gallagher. Barrera looks to be all right. He'll get it back.
Still walking with a bit of a half step there, maybe babying that left leg.
Fans, make sure you tune into the USL's weekly show on Sirius XM FC, Channel 85 on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern for the latest news and information from around the league. Also, don't forget Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check uslsoccer.com for dates and times.
One minute of extra time added to this match. A bit surprising considering that there were so many fouls and there was the little pushing game between the two teams.
Velasquez held up a little bit there. Ball's back to Christian. Ball's played up over top. Blackwood's there. Sparrow comes out of his area. Good run there by Blackwood, and a guy that we mentioned early on, keep an eye out for Tyler Blackwood. Trying to get around Lakowecki. He's going to keep it in. Excuse me, unable to keep it in. As 1 minute of stoppage has been played and 45 minutes of soccer done here at the Riots. 1-0 Real Monarchs after 45 on a goal in the 38th minute from Daniel Haber to open his account for the Monarchs.
And a good way to start it off, you know, Mark Briggs right now is telling them, obviously we need to get another goal because one is still too close for the Monarchs. But at this point, as long as you can keep going out wide, keep finding that left side right now is what seems to be most popular for the Monarchs. But keep going out wide, spreading them out, and then stay consistent on that back line. Don't take any chances, and, you know, be sure to keep it safe back there, to play more conservative.
Both teams, like we talked about, looking for their footing. Sacramento just above the red line in the playoff battle, obviously early on in the season, but the Monarchs have continued their form, scoring another one here in this first half. And only once this season have they been unable to score 2 goals. So you have to watch out for this team. We'll take a break here as 45 minutes of soccer is done, and we'll be back with second half action coming up.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh.
It only takes a moment.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh.
It only takes a moment to make a moment.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars, innovative technology, and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
We built the USL into the largest Division II professional soccer league in the world. And now the time has come to announce USL Division III, America's professional third division league, completing the U.S. pro soccer landscape. It's time for your town, your team, your game. D3 will fuel local pride and local passion, creating a new legacy for the beautiful game and inspiring its tribal following across the country. This is professional soccer, built on a disciplined financial model and operational excellence, featuring exciting venues to thrill fans in hungry new markets yearning for the game. USL Division III, professional, passionate, proven. Pro soccer starts here, coming in 2019. For more information, visit usld3.com.
We're back live here at Rio Tinto Stadium for the beginning of the second half here shortly. We're here with Trey Fitzgerald, hanging out, having a good time. Trey, thanks for joining us.
Great to be here.
Trey, let's talk a little bit about everything that's been going on this year. A lot of changes and a lot of movement happening. Harriman opening up here later this summer in an exciting process down there.
Absolutely. So RSL owner Deloy Hansen has spent a lot of time and money in the last 3 years really expanding the RSL pyramid. Obviously, this is the third season of the Monarchs. You're seeing a lot of the fruits of Freddie Juarez's labor, Mike Peckey's labor, Mark Briggs' labor, countless other people. You're seeing that come to fruition. This fall, we'll have the academy that's led by Martin Vasquez move up from Arizona to Harriman. They'll start to play their Southwest Division games for the U18s, the U16s in late August up here. There's a STEM school, a high school that we are building in conjunction with Jordan School District that's going to open for 300 boys and girls, obviously with a science, technology, engineering, and math focus. It's 132 acres out there in Harriman. We're going to have all 5 teams under one roof here in January. RSL Monarchs, 18s, 16s, and there'll be a U14 showcase academy team. It's the first time we have kids at that age group under the umbrella. So many things going on. And, you know, obviously a new era now with Mike Pecky at RSL. You're seeing 5 kids on Tab Ramos's under 20 roster that are RSL homegrowns, 4 with the first team now, 1 Aaron Herrera with University of New Mexico. Hopefully he'll be here either with the Monarchs or RSL in another 6 to 9 months, but who knows what path he's going to choose. But I mean, I could go on and on about all the things that are happening, but when you look at, I think the RSL roster right now has 8 homegrowns. The Monarchs have a couple. So that academy investment that we've had down in Casa Grande for the last 6 years really starting to pay dividends. And again, Freddie Juarez, he's a product of that academy. Jamison Olave now getting coaching experience with the Monarchs. So much opportunity is happening all over the club. And I think in another generation, RSL only in its 13th year, but in another 20 years, I mean, that academy is going to be the great differentiator between us and the Torontos, the Seattles, and some of the other teams that are spending $30 million a year on players.
We've seen some huge changes just in this last 3 years. Obviously, the Monarchs still young. Freddie Juarez started this team with a lot of young guys, no one really with pro experience. Maybe a few guys, Danilo Acosta, a few guys in there kind of having a little bit of experience, but no one with real experience. Now we're seeing a transition. He built that foundation, and we're seeing a team out here of some veterans, some guys like Hoffman that have had experience at the top level, scored a lot of goals, and now it's showing.
Sure, you look at Chandler Hoffman, you look at Sebastian Velasquez, you look even at Daniel Haber. These are guys that have a lot of pro games under their belt at various leagues and various levels in the U.S. and Canada, and it's all coming together. I think you look at what Mike Pecky was able to establish with this group during a 6-week preseason. Mark Briggs obviously taking over on April 1st, and then Matt Glazer, Jamison Olave, the whole club. I mean, if you look at what Rob Zarkos, Craig Weibel, Elliot Fall, Dan Egner, Andy Williams, Dane Murphy, our new scout. I mean, the list goes on and on. So the infrastructure, the investment, the protocols, the procedures are all being developed behind the scenes. Obviously, Monarchs off to a red-hot start, 6-1 going into tonight. Hopefully 7-1 is what we can boast for the record, and then another home game next week. So just looking up at San Antonio, who's off to a great start, they are the only undefeated team in the USL right now. So it's going to be a long season. I think everybody knows that. It's a marathon, not a sprint, but to get off to the start that the Monarchs have gotten off to so far this year bodes well for the next several months.
You did talk about the start of the Monarchs starting 6-1. How does that translate down the road or even right away for the first team?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
The success that the Monarchs have had with the young guys and with some of the first teamers coming down and getting some minutes, you know, whether that be for fitness reasons, just to get match fit. What does that do for the first team?
Yeah, it's an interesting dilemma and dichotomy, because I think part of the issue for the Monarchs in the past was you would have a team that would train together all week, and then on match day they'd have 6 guys come from RSL, and it was disruptive depending on the position on the field, obviously, because communication, cohesion is such a vital part. Maybe you could look at the Monarchs' red-hot start as a little bit of it benefits from RSL having the injury woes, because we're not seeing 3, 4, 6 loan downs, if you will, from the MLS roster. Now, that being said, Jose Hernandez, Omar Holness, Ricardo Velasco, there's several guys that have gotten valuable minutes. You look at what Chris Schuler went through with the Monarchs last year, where he was able to get healthy, get fit, and prove that he could stay healthy for an extended period of time before getting back to Major League Soccer, and that's a big part of what the Monarchs are about. But right now, this club is all about the hardware, and I think that's why Mark Briggs was brought in. He did such a great job with Wilmington in recent years. He came in here with maybe one hand tied behind his back a little bit because of things that were going on with Wilmington. Got an Open Cup 1-1 draw and a shootout loss to RSL, and that really helped put him on the radar with his ability, his philosophy, and it's worked out well. I think year 3 here for the Monarchs, it's gotten off to a great start. Hopefully it continues, and like you said, everything positive that is happening here with the USL club has ramifications on the RSL side and also down with the academy side.
And it seems like head coach Mark Briggs, his philosophy has really resonated throughout the club, and it's really been embraced between him and Mike Betke.
Yeah, absolutely. They had a great relationship. They did very well. And again, I think RSL fans, Monarchs fans, everybody surrounding soccer in Utah should be excited, because if you look at what the Petke-Briggs combo was able to do with this group for 6 weeks in preseason, once RSL gets healthy, they've gotten some new acquisitions in. Once Mike and Daryl Shore and Tyrone Marshall and the whole staff, Ted Eck and others, have with a full group for 4, 6, 8 weeks, you're going to see hopefully the same kind of cohesion on both sides of the ball that have been a hallmark of this red-hot Monarchs start.
Exciting times here for both squads, especially for the Monarchs tonight. Thank you, Trey, for joining us, giving a few minutes of your busy schedule to us.
No, I'm loving what you guys do. Obviously, it's a fun year to be calling these games, and you know, we're excited about what we see here with the Monarchs all over the field.
Thanks, Trey.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Trey Fitzgerald, Andrew Brody moving forward, looking for Hoffman. Hoffman's going to be cut off there by Christian. Going to be played forward by Newton. One-0 Monarchs on a 38th minute goal by Daniel Haber is the difference in this one.
Temperature's already starting to drop. When we got here, it was warm. I was in my short sleeve. Now I have a jacket and getting ready to put on my gloves. You can see the fans in the crowd putting on their sweaters.
It's perfect soccer weather.
Perfect soccer weather, yeah. No wind, right? Which always helps.
Velasquez will keep it in. He'll dance on the ball, looking to shift it wide to Lakawecki. Looks like we had a substitution come on, as Horde came on. Ball's out wide to Brody on the right side. Brody cuts in, playing it across to Hoffman. Hoffman shot! Not much there as he tried to get his left foot on that one as he was falling away, but a decent opportunity for the Monarchs to start this half.
And great job getting his body turned around. I mean, that's so hard when you have a defender right on your back and he was able to kind of spin him. You can see here, not able to get the same power. You can tell he was looking to hit it with the top of his foot, kind of swung, unable to get that, but you know, a good way to start the game. Same with the first half. The Monarchs started the game on a high note by going towards the goal, and that's the exact same thing that's happened here. It sets the tone for the game and lets Republic know that we want to get a goal again.
And keep an eye on the second half on number 10, Barrera. He took a knock on that left leg late in the first half. He remains on the field, but keep an eye on how he plays and whether it's tentative or he just goes full strength at it, and see what that does for the Monarchs and, of course, Republic.
Yeah, and substitutions towards the end of the match, too. You know, a reminder that their Republic is playing at elevation. And we've said this is the third of their away games, so no doubt that they're going to have tired legs. And so you're going to see the dynamics of the game change as we start approaching the last 15 minutes of the match.
One thing I've noticed here in these last few minutes, this play is going to be off as Barrera was about 5 yards off there. One thing I've noticed is the midfield has kind of disappeared for Sacramento. Something that's been a problem for them through 45 minutes of soccer.
Yeah, you have players like Hall and Casadas that have been kind of quiet today. And simply because you're right, I think the defense is looking for, to get it up to their speedy forwards, Ochoa and Caesar. And so they're sending long balls instead of playing through that center circle.
Adams, he'll pick up his head, looking out wide for Haber. Ball's going to be played out wide. Blackwood's in the area. Ochoa making a run to the back post. Ball's going to be cut in inside the area. Falls to the feet. Shot! And a big save there by Captain Jack Sparrow.
Sparrow very much thankful that that ball didn't have more pepper on the end of it as the shot comes in very, very cheaply there. If you watch, the ball pops out to Keif. He slips and falls down.
And that may be the best opportunities that Republic has gotten so far. Velasquez clipping the ankles of Sacramento's defender. He's going to pull another foul. He's been getting a lot of fouls this match.
Cheap one there by Velasquez to give that free kick away, with the defender really going nowhere with his
That's
with the
not
ball.
Like he's dangerous.
Exactly.
Christian with it. Sacramento in their white with gray. Monarchs in their cobalts. Sacramento moving from right to left or south to north here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Lakawecki back to Gallagher. Gallagher looking for Adams. Karinga gonna play it forward and see if Brody can run onto it. We had a header back from Christian to Newton. The substitution Horde came on for Cesar. Sparrow hurries to get that one off. There'll be a foul there on Ochoa as Karinga's down.
In the first half, I was continually impressed with Trevin Cesar and Samuel Ochoa's pressure towards the Monarchs' back line. Now with Cesar leaving the match and Horde entering, look for that just to be amped up just a bit. Expect the Monarchs to be under a little bit more pressure with Horde really driving the issue to try and go find that equalizer.
Karinga's pass will be intercepted. Moberg there to clean things up, looking for Hoffman. Too far for him. Possession pretty equal, 53-47 in favor of Sacramento Republic.
Yeah, we're in the part of the game where it's still so early. You're just coming off the halftime break that both teams still trying to develop a rhythm. When we see that here with Republic, their black line really trying to play each other, really just starting to maintain possession.
Karinga cuts that one down. Kiffy will get it out wide. Moberg's there to meet him. Christian. Hoffman applying pressure.
I'm hopeful that Moberg will get one more goal this season. That's in some crazy volley like the last one here at Rio Tinto.
Ball's out wide to Brody. Brody's just outside the area. He'll whip it in, looking for Hoffman's gonna fall to the back post. Adams and Haber there. Haber will try to turn. It'll be cut off by Sacramento and cleared out of the area. They're gonna counter. They'll quickly go up. It'll be slowed up on that far side, brought into the midfield. Kiffy. Defended by Karinga. He'll play it back. Monarchs applying a lot of pressure.
And doing a great job of using that sideline as another defender.
Charlie Adams is going to be fouled from behind, shoved down.
Wonderful there from Charlie Adams. Times that tackle from behind to perfection. Gets none of the man as we watch it again. Yeah, he just gets hands to the back of the head as he goes down. But earlier in the match, we talked about choosing when to go and choosing when to absorb, right? He chose the exact time, the perfect moment to go and attack and win that ball back. Subsequently, he gets a foul out of it. But nonetheless, the timing of the pressure and going was fantastic.
Yeah, and it's all in the details. You see when he gets up, too, instead of just, you know, getting right up, you see he chooses to stand up right in front of the Republic player.
Good timed run. Ball's in the area looking for Ochoa. Beautifully timed run there by Clementa. Or excuse me, not Clementa.
Looked like a basketball screen right there. Monarchs trying to get in the way of the Republic's forward line.
Horde was the one to get forward. He's wearing those bright boots. Republic pushing here. Ball played in. It'll be cleared by the Monarchs. Velasquez will settle. He'll go forward. Counterattack on for the Monarchs.
Acres of space for him to maneuver into if he can do it right.
Ball's out wide to Brody. Brody's going to slow things up and play it back to Karinga. To the captain, Beasler.
Seeing a switch of the field here, which is common, and the Monarchs love to play the switch, but in this game we actually haven't seen it as much. They've been keeping to one side. Now I think they're trying to adjust that and move it from east to west.
Gallagher gonna play it all the way back to Sparrow. Sparrow is gonna kick it high and long, looking for Brody, gonna be cut off by Kiffey. Republic with a chance here. Out wide to Horde. Horde looking inside the area for Blackwood. Gonna go across the 6. No one home. Ochoa will collect. Ochoa defended by Karinga. Fistful of jersey from each player. Looked like Karinga had a whole handful. Ochoa's jersey still bunched up there. Throw in for Kiffey.
Good pressure there from Kyle Karinga to force Ochoa backwards. Totally fine to give up a throw in there.
Kiffey will have another throw in. Barrera looking forward. Missed touch there and a deflection. An opportunity will be a corner kick for Republic. Blackwood was waiting for that opportunity. A miscommunication between Gallagher and Moberg.
It's so fun to watch him, too, because his anticipation's great on the ball. He always seems to be on his toes. He always seems to be in the right place at the right time. And so he's definitely a crowd pleaser because he gets the ball a lot, and he's really smart when he does.
Barrera will take the first corner of the night for Sacramento. From this near side, he'll play it in with his left foot. A little jostling right in front of the keeper.
We've seen that on this left side all day. Players jostling and the referee just not putting up with it as he pulls Ochoa out to just have a bit of a word with him.
Ochoa smacked down at the hands of Lakawecki while the ref was watching. Not the smartest decision.
Especially so early in the match, too. I mean, now the ref has eyes for Ochoa. He's going to be seeing every time that Ochoa, you know, takes a little clip here and there or gets a fistful of jersey. The ref's going to be aware of that now simply because of this incident here.
Barrera is going to play it in with his left foot. Looking, ball bounces inside the area, cleared by Gallagher. Hoffman going to try to attack quickly, looking for Velasquez. Ochoa standing there, trying to catch the Monarchs defense off. Velasquez has an opportunity. He's going forward. Velasquez inside the area, shot, and a goal! Sebastian Velasquez finds the back of the net to put the Monarchs up 2-0 here in the 58th minute of play.
Who wants a counterattack? How about that? Hoffman gets his head to the ball. Ball played into Velasquez. He beats that last man, and he had all eyes for goal as he tucks it off the far post and in. Nothing there Evan Newton can do. Wonderful goal as Sac Republic was applying that pressure, looking for the equalizer. Monarchs say, nuh-uh, we're going to go get our second goal.
And he timed it perfectly. A lot of forwards, when they have a breakaway against the keeper, try to get as close as possible. But you can see here in the replay, as he enters the box, he shoots it before entering the 6, and that puts Newton in a really tough place. And the placement, perfect. I mean, Newton did a good job of taking up as much space as possible, but just finding that far post, it kind of hits off the post and rolls into the back of the net.
Sebastian Velasquez, 4th goal of the season, 2 assists. Having himself a phenomenal season so far, was able to get out in front of Jeremy Hall, who was trying to defend, but he's able to just do enough to free himself up and then tucked it away on that right side.
And forces Jeremy Hall to make a decision. Do I foul him or do I let him go? And in this case, Hall let him go in hopes that Newton would be able to stick a foot out and get it.
Now the mindset for Coach Briggs is, we've got a little bit of breathing room. We're up 2-0 here. 60th minute here. Do I start making changes to run the play down, tire out Sac Republic, get some of your guys in playing?
Good tackle there by Brody. He's moving forward, looking for Velasquez. Going to be too far in front of him. James there to defend. James looks like he wasn't playing much of the ball, pushing Velasquez, but nonetheless will be a goal kick for Republic.
After you score the goal, sometimes it's funny how the ref may be a little more lenient, especially on plays like that.
The Monarchs with a plethora of talent and soccer IQ on the bench. We have Andrew Putna in goal, Taylor Pay, the older brother to RSL first teamer Brooks Lennon. Riggs Lennon's on the bench. Goal scorer from Wednesday's game, Karsten Hanlon, Emmanuel Ochran, UVU product Skylar Milne, and Jonelle Desiree.
Monarchs have scored 20 goals this season. Ochoa's inside the area. Ochoa with an opportunity, plays it and just touched wide by Connor Sparrow. Good defense there, a nice opportunity by Ochoa.
Yeah, Ochoa, that was a very dangerous play, hard for Sparrow because you don't know if he's going to cross it, against the frame, but he's in front of the goal. I say always take it.
No touch there by Sparrow. Monarchs sticking with their consistency of scoring 2 goals a game this season. Only game they have not been able to do so was against Colorado Springs in their only loss of the season. They'll get a chance to seek revenge next week, next Saturday here at the Riot, 7 p.m. kickoff against Colorado Springs.
It's a good time right now to be a Real Monarchs fan. There's a lot of big games going on and the team's playing well. Likewise, it's a good day to be a Sacramento fan. The teams has a great atmosphere. My husband and I last year were able to go to the match and just see. It's just a great place to play soccer, and they have a great team.
You talk about Sacramento having a nice atmosphere and a wonderful developed soccer community, and they're definitely in the running for an MLS expansion team. You talk about the fans that come to each game. Traveling fans here have been loud the entire game. It's just, it would be a great place to really continue the growth of soccer in Northern California.
Ochoa, Blackwood. It's going to be flagged off. It'll be a free kick for the Monarchs. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. That's NikeSoccer.com. Restart for Moberg. Looking to go wide to Haber. Haber and Lakawecki putting a lot of pressure there on Clementa. Nord trying to get up to Barrera. That will be out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Monarchs on the far side. Lakawecki will take the throw-in. Beasler applying the pressure. Republic able to break. Christian. He'll pick up his head, looking into the midfield. He's going to take an awkward bounce. Ochoa's there, and he'll foul Moberg. It's going to be brought back.
The ref on a delayed whistle, you can tell he's trying to see if there's going to be any sort of advantage for the Monarch players up top. There is not, and so you can see him calling it back to Moberg. But it makes for a great rhythm of the game when a ref is willing to let it play on and see, you know, if the Monarchs are able to capitalize on that clearance.
Moberg. Velasquez will take it. Velasquez gets around his defender. Kiffey, he's got Brody out wide. He'll play it to Brody. Brody's inside the area. Brody to Hoffman. Brody was flagged off on the near side.
I threw my hands up in the air. I was ready for that goal.
Hoffman was in perfect position as we're going to go replay look at that. Brody there flagged off, looking for Hoffman, just too far in front of him. Looked like it would have been an easy tap in. Wouldn't have counted either way.
And good on Velasquez to draw his defender before passing it out wide.
Casares out wide. Nord's got it. Lakowecki trying to cover. Nord into the area. It's going to be fended and played out for a throw-in. Pressure mounting here. Republic trying to get one back. Casares looking to the back post. Brody there. Kiffey trying to keep it in. Karinga gonna come over. Will attempt the clearance. It'll be a goal kick for the Monarchs.
Kiffey bending down, holding his knee. Wonder if he got hit on that clearance. Sometimes just a dead leg will do it to you on those clearances. But I've been really impressed with Kiffey this second half. He was a little quiet in the first, but now he's doing a great job of getting the ball. He likes to get it to his right side, is where he always, you know, likes to call it. But he's been doing a great job of using that space on the sideline.
Karinga there holding his face. It's like there might have been a collision.
Referee having to stop play for a head injury just as a precautionary measure. Karinga looks to be okay. I have to tell you, that never feels good.
Rubbing the top of his head. Ooh, a knee to the head.
Yeah, I think I can say with very firm certainty that that does not feel very good.
Never like to see that. Ball's out wide to Haber. Haber looking to put it inside the area. Christian tries to clear. Ball still in, but cleared out by Republic. Ochoa battling with Karinga. There'll be a throw-in for the Monarchs.
A little bit on Sebastian Velasquez. When he left Real Salt Lake to go play up in New York for NYCFC in their first year, he was kind of the understudy to one David Villa, right? I mean, I know that that's something that he values very, very greatly. And when he was here with Real Salt Lake the first go around, he was still kind of a young player, hadn't really come into his own yet. Sure, he had flair. Sure, he was a very good soccer player. But since his time there, and obviously his time in Oklahoma City, he's really molded into a more mature player, can control the game. And I know he's very, very... he's looking forward to having New York City FC here on Wednesday when they play the first team. His old friend David Villa coming back into town as that game kicks off at 7:30 here at Rio Tinto Stadium.
Guys, we'd be amiss if we didn't talk about this. The speed he showed there to get in front of Jeremy Hall was incredible. He just got on his horse, and you knew he had the desire to score that goal, and that's really what took him through that challenge. Got the ball, got a little lucky in getting through the challenge, got around and slotted that one home.
And that's the kind of confidence that you need from your strikers. The first thought of your goal scorers needs to be, I need to try to find a shot. And if the shot doesn't open, then I need to find someone who can. And so you're right. He put his head down and went straight to goal.
Republic still struggling in their form, like we mentioned in the pregame. Really have been unable to get back to their winning ways. They started off the season with wins against the Sounders, Orange County SC, Tulsa, and then went on to lose to the Energy, Rangers, Timbers, tied with the Whitecaps, a loss at San Antonio, and down 2-0 here at Rio Tinto in the 69th minute of play. Velasquez just outside the area. Ball's taken from him. Horde. Back to Clementa. Looking forward to Ochoa. Ochoa settles to Blackwood. Barrera picks up his head. He'll play it wide to Horde. On the far side. Defended by Lakawecki. Casares. Monarchs dropping 11 behind the ball. Ball played in the area. Blackwood. Horde will keep it in. Karinga will try to head it away. He'll clear it forward.
What a great ball by Christian. You know, with that ability to be able to see right on the box, he has a forward running. Excellent, excellent ball and excellent spin on it.
It'll be a throw-in for Sacramento. Gotta love the work right there by Hoffman, applying pressure on Hall. '70th minute of play, 2-0 Monarchs.
I'm impressed that Mark Briggs has not gone to his bench. These players still just going and pressing and really creating chances. They're not letting this game settle for them.
Barrera looking for Blackwood. Blackwood was in a good position there. Ball was just, didn't have enough pace to get behind the back line of the Monarchs. Lakawecki, Horde in a foot race. Ochoa. Lakawecki battling. Nice step there by James. You can see the tired legs there of Sacramento. They look like they've been on a 3-game road trip. Some of the guys are starting to walk. You've seen a little bit of that from Kiffy and the other outside back,
yeah,
Clementa.
You can read a lot of it into just their body language. You know, which players have their hands on their hips, which are bending over, which are starting to snap at their teammates, you know, the same ones that were not in the first half. All these are indicators that if I'm the Real Monarchs, you know, that's like blood in the water for me. I'm going to try to do everything I can, send the ball long. There's still 20 minutes, so you can't, you know, begin wasting time just yet. But there is an element of time management and to make the other team run. And I think that goes into what you were saying, Taryn. Mark Briggs is keeping his starters out there in an effort to just wear out Sacramento.
You get another look here at that yellow card. Just very, very late.
Yellow card shown to Chandler Hoffman. 71st minute of play. Casares in the middle of the pitch. He'll pick up his head looking for Ochoa. Ochoa loses it in between his feet. Kiffy out wide. Nice little two-man game there. Casares trying to get around Beasler.
And Carlo, you mentioned Kiffey earlier, seeing a lot more of the ball. We didn't call his name out very much on the offensive half of the ball in the first half. So I think you're right. He has done a very good job at getting down this near side and creating chances with Ochoa and Barrera.
Horde plays it forward to Ochoa. Ochoa slips and falls.
Oh, that's so hard. You got a lot of momentum going forward, too, and you cut that ball. Just unlucky.
James and Hoffman battling. James does a nice job to play it back to Newton. Newton quickly to Christian.
You can see the Monarchs are now trying to push it to one side. That's part of the high pressure. You know, if you're going to drop back, at least make it predictable for your teammates behind you by pushing to one side.
Communication is key in that, to know where everybody is. Is everybody go, everybody sit, everybody push to one side or the other. It's very, very important.
Sacramento with a lot of possession here in this last 10 minutes. No big opportunities to speak of during this string of possession. Ball's out wide. Karinga will clear it, play it forward.
And already you can see the Monarchs playing a little more conservative. You know, they have 10 players behind the back line. Hoffman's ready for anything, any sort of counterattack like the Velasquez goal. But right now, as you're approaching the last bit of the game, the team's starting to kind of sink back a little bit.
Gallagher. Ball stays in. Gallagher to Lakawecki. Lakawecki will clear up that left side. Hoffman's going to find it. Hoffman defended by James. He'll play it off James. It'll be a throw-in for the Monarchs just across the half line.
You know, and at halftime we were saying that if Republic wants to get more opportunities in front of the goal, they're going to have to use their midfield. And I have to say, in the last 10 minutes, they've really changed their style of play. Now you can see them going through the middle. It doesn't seem like any really long balls have been sent. And so credit to Republic for trying to change the game and trying to problem solve, even while they're down 2-0.
Over 200 minutes of shutout soccer for the Monarchs. And Mark Briggs' side. On the opposite side, start of tonight's match, over 470 minutes of scoreless soccer for Sacramento. The tale of two sides. Karinga, Velasquez is going to go around his defender. Velasquez inside the area. Velasquez still dribbling. Ball kept in. Brody with the shot. Newton there to collect.
Velasquez, another slaloming run into the box, shaking off numerous defenders before being brought down. I thought Brody could have done a little bit better with that, firing that ball across the box, put a little bit more venom on it, maybe take a deflection or find Hoffman streaking in on the back post.
I don't know if he's been hanging out at one of the ski resorts up at Brighton or Alta, but he is slaloming every which way.
Or he's just been at the dance club, right? Like, he's just been working on his dance moves because he's really slicing and dicing. I think he was looking for the foul, especially when he cuts in front of his players, trying to get any sort of PK like he did against Galaxy 2 in the last match. He was able to get a PK.
Looks like we're going to see a sub come on here shortly for the Monarchs. Desiree will be entering the match. Hoffman's night will be done. 77 minutes of soccer. And a good performance by Chandler Hoffman, not found on the score sheet tonight, but did a lot of things right, applied a lot of pressure, and should be applauded.
I was going to say he did apply very good amounts of pressure and smart pressure at that. Even pushed Sebastian Velasquez up and urged his defenders on, came back on corner kicks, did his due diligence. Fantastic 77 minutes there from Chandler Hoffman.
Yeah, and sometimes even when you don't score, you don't get the assist, you're creating space for your other teammates. And that's exactly what it does. He comes out wide, and that opens up Velasquez. Haber had a lot of space when he was running towards the ball, and that all comes just from Hoffman pulling players out.
Ball's going to go out for a throw-in. Horde will throw it in just a few feet away from the corner flag. Callie Smith, the AR on that side. Monarchs with a 2-0 lead, and that'll be a goal kick for Captain Jack Sparrow. Connor might come after me after the game.
knows, though, if he gets another clean sheet, right? Maybe it's something we have to keep.
Fans, make sure you tune into the weekly USL Soccer Show on Sirius XM FC, channel 85 on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern for the latest news and information from around the league. Also, don't forget, Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check uslsoccer.com for dates and times. That's Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Good crowd on hand here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Monarchs lead 2-0 on goals from Daniel Haber and Sebastian Velasquez. We thank you for tuning in so far to the match tonight.
It's been
great, awesome team making things happen. Good production team.
It's been a good crowd here. But also on social media, I feel like Landon, we've been hearing a lot more than we usually do from fans from both sides. So we appreciate that.
And different countries.
And different countries, right? Like, we love hearing your thoughts on how's it going and predictions for the game.
Temperature slowly dropping. I'm wishing I was in Cancun.
For those there, enjoy your vacation.
Nick hanging out in Cancun. If he's still tuning in.
Shout out to him. I'd be on a beach somewhere, right?
Die-hard Republic fans. Lakawecki is going to get to that one. Looks like there could have been a foul called. Nothing called. Ball played forward to Blackwood. Boberg's there. Boberg with a little bit of a mistouch.
Mistouch and a bit of miscommunication. Couldn't tell if he wanted Sparrow to get it. I'm sure Sparrow was yelling out instructions, but in those situations, it's better just to play it safe and play it out of bounds.
It'll be a corner kick, the second of the match for Republic. Whipped in, Sparrow came out. James was able to get his head on it. It'll be kept in by Republic, but Velasquez is gonna move forward. Horde there. Plays it back to Hall. Blackwood. He's outside the area. Blackwood cuts it in. Nice defense there by Karinga. Beasler was in the area to help.
Well done there from Beasler to double up with Karinga.
Brody with no one with him. He'll slow things up. Adams with a nice stutter step. Tries to get around Christian. Horde. Barrera, he'll pick up his head looking for Kiffy. Nice touch there by Kiffy. He'll settle, defended well by Brody. Going towards the touchline, trying to win a corner.
For someone who took a pretty big knock in the first half, Barrera slung that ball out there very nicely. Fantastic ball as they win a throw in here on this near side.
You can hear the crowd cheering as Velasquez is going to finish his time for the night. And Okran's going to come in. Okran able to get time in the last game as well. It's in these last 9 minutes of the game that you figure, you know what, I've been ready. I've been ready on the bench. I have the energy and it's this sort of fresh legs that you need to get any sort of last-minute goal.
Okran will come on for Sebastian Velasquez in the 82nd minute of play. Second substitution for the Monarchs. They have one left. And a great night from Sebastian Velasquez increases his goal total on the season to 4 goals and 2 assists. Karinga being told to hurry up by the 4th official.
The clock being the Monarchs' best defender and best friend at the moment. Just get through this game, maybe go nick another goal, walk away with all 3 points, really solidify it, or sit back, absorb the pressure, be smart in the attacking half, maybe dump the ball into the corner a few times if need be. walk away with 3 points.
Ball's played back, a little two-man game. Possession with Casares. But a giveaway by Sacramento. It'll be a foul on Clementa.
Again, a silly foul. Brody going towards the sideline already being forced out. No need to foul there. Maybe just a bit of frustration there from Clemente.
Well, and you wonder how much of that is fatigue, too. You know, you're not going to get in as quickly as you were in the first half simply because he's been running for 80 minutes now.
Christian looking into the midfield to Hall. To Kiffey. Back to Christian. Monarchs have done a phenomenal job maintaining this game, holding their 2-0 lead. Ball's up over top, going to be headed forward by Lakowecki. A misstep there from Okran.
Looks like he tried to play a spot of limbo right there as he went to go meet that ball, as his legs, or his feet rather, come out from underneath of him.
He shifted out wide, and Brody's sitting more in the spot than Velasquez was. Tactical move there by Mark Briggs. Ball's out wide to Kiffey. Kiffey inside the area, plays it in, cleared out by Moberg.
Keep an eye on Nick Beasler as well. These last few minutes really sitting right on top of Gallagher and Moberg and that number 5 spot as Sacramento Republic try and attack really either wide or through the middle.
Lakowecki back to Gallagher. Be a foul by James. A decent distance from goal. Be an opportunity for the Monarchs to whip things in, maybe on that near post.
On that near post, or be watching. 54, Okran also is going to be on that far. He hasn't been in the game, and so you know he's just bringing any sort of energy, trying to get any sort of volley off the ball, especially on a free kick that's this far away. You want to be looking to get a cross rather than a shot.
Looks like Charlie Adams is cramping up after 2 games in roughly 4 days and a lot of soccer played. It looks like he's starting to cramp up, as head coach Mark Briggs calls
some pickle juice, right?
Some very good pickle juice.
Ball's going to be taken, driven to that back post. Decent opportunity there from Adams.
Excuse me, it was Daniel Haber cramping up, and Charlie Adams decides to put his foot through the ball and have a go from 45 yards or so. Good effort there to test Evan Newton late in the match.
Haber, you could see after that set piece is signaling to the sideline that he needs some sort of help. You're going to see the medical trainer run out, help stretch him out. Ochoa's not too happy about it. He thinks that he's wasting time.
That's something that's very familiar in the modern game now, is this gamesmanship. If you're hurt, go down, wait for your trainer, walk off the field, especially if you're in Haber's position, if you're in the Monarchs position. You're killing time, and everybody does it, no matter who likes it, who dislikes it. It's going to happen. It's just part of the modern game. And now, as we see, as the referee asks him to leave off the far side, you always enjoy seeing little things about the game like that.
Karsten Hanlon is going to enter the match to replace Daniel Haber. So both scorers off the pitch tonight for the Monarchs. Hanlon scored a 90-plus minute goal against LA Galaxy 2 to seal things off on Wednesday night.
And all credit to Hanlon. He comes on as a second half sub and makes an impact, fights for his goal and fights for the ball, and really gets rewarded for it.
quickly taken by Sacramento. Coach Mark Briggs used all 3 of his substitutions tonight. 88th minute of play.
Now, if you're the Monarchs at this point, you just hold. And if you're Republic, you're willing to take chances. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they start to move their defenders up, leave 2 back, anything to try to get any sort of goal.
Casares looking forward. Brody tries to cut that one off. Battling with Hall. Ooh, beautiful touch there by Adams, able to get away. Okron looking to the back post. He has a wide open Hanlon, but doesn't see him looking for Desiree.
Good steal by the Monarchs. That'll be called a foul. Republic to take the ball. And you can see the entire Monarchs line just dropping back, just trying to close up the space, clog up the middle.
It really looks like 5 at the back. Okron tucking back and right on cue wins the ball.
Beasler. He'll go forward. Blackwood on his back. Beasler slides down. Looked like it possibly could have been a handball. No call from Timothy Ford. Gallagher will play it forward. Defended well by Christian. 90th minute of soccer here at the Riot. Monarchs lead 2-0 on goals from Daniel Heber in the 38th minute and Sebastian Velasquez in the 58th. 20 goals scored in 8 games for the Monarchs this season. And 200+ minutes of shutout soccer now for the Monarchs.
Their best start to a season in team history, continuing, and rightly so. If you look at the games past, like you said, that oddball game against Colorado a few weeks back, different circumstances, of course.
Ball's outside the area, big shot there by Jeremy Hall. It's going to take a deflection. It'll be a corner kick for Sacramento.
Yeah, Taryn, and it's kind of like what Trey Fitzgerald was telling us at halftime. And that really comes from just building from Freddie Juarez and Petke and now Briggs.
Barrera quickly takes it. Just outside the area, shot just wide of goal. Connor Sparrow, glad to see that one go wide. 3 minutes of stoppage announced here. Captain Jack Sparrow, other known as Connor Sparrow, is going to take a yellow card in the 90th minute.
May have pulled that from the book of Nick Raimondo, who's done the same thing before in their winning matches in an effort to waste some time.
Ball's high and long, won by the Monarchs, possessed by Sacramento.
And it's kind of interesting to see referees hand out time wasting to cards to goalkeepers. A few weeks back in Houston, goalkeeper Joe Willis, the Dynamo goalkeeper, got a card for time wasting in the 11th minute. And obviously there's a time and the place, but some referees stand for it, some don't. So it's very interesting to see the dynamic of each game in that regard.
Advantage there played for Sacramento. They'll get a restart.
Well, it just shows, too, how much influence that a ref can have in a game. I mean, compared to other sports, I think a referee has more influence in a game than, you know, you would say in a basketball.
Be a throw-in for Kiffey to Casares. Over to James. James going to look for Ochoa. They'll be kept in and cleared high and long. Kiffey trying to get around the defense. Karinga there. Sacramento still pushing. Adams going to be taken down there by Kiffey. Kiffey's going to go in the book for that challenge. Here in the 92nd minute of play, he'll receive a yellow card.
Ref checking his watch. You know, any second now he's going to call the match.
Big ball there from Sparrow. Putting it exactly where he wanted it.
Not much time left here. Expecting the ref to blow his whistle, and 90 minutes of soccer have been played, and the Monarchs are going to move to 7-1-0 on the season, while Sacramento is going to fall to 3-5-1 on the season. Monarchs winning on goals from Daniel Haber in the 38th minute and Sebastian Velasquez in the 58th minute of play. And this game kind of lived up to its expectations of how both sides were playing. 560 minutes now of scoreless soccer for Sacramento, and they were unable to do much.
You know, if you're Sacramento, you have to be happy that this road trip's over. They've got a lot of air miles underneath them right now, going to San Antonio, and then coming here, playing the two best teams in the USL back-to-back. I think Papa Murphy Stadium beckons for them to come back.
Fans would love to have them back, I'm sure, in Sacramento. Rough road trip for them, rough stretch for them from the start of the season. They started out, like we mentioned, 3-0 and have since then gone winless and really have struggled, and we saw the kind of culmination of that tonight.
Well, and speaking of that, the Monarchs, a culmination of goal scores. Velasquez getting another goal in this game. I mean, the man's just proven that he knows how to get in front of the goal and he knows how to shoot the ball. And it's been excellent for the Monarchs in the attacking third. And I have to say, defensively, we talked about Karinga in the back and a lot of those players that just played very, very solid.
200+ minutes of shutout soccer for the Monarchs, leading them to another clean sheet tonight. Connor Sparrow did a good job in goal. Wasn't called upon too much tonight, but did what he needed to. But we have to talk about the center back pairing between James Moberg and Michael Gallagher. Did phenomenal tonight to shut down the attack of Sacramento.
They really dictated the pace of how defending was going to go tonight. Really, they pushed everybody forward. They brought everybody back. Obviously, like you said, Sparrow didn't have much to do because of him. James Moberg, I'm a big fan. I thought he had another solid outing. Well-deserved shutout there for the Monarchs.
Beautiful play from the Monarchs. Exciting soccer happening here at the Riot. They'll be back next week. Next Saturday, 7 p.m., Colorado Springs will be visiting. The only team to beat them so far, so they have a task in front of them, and I'm sure they'd love to get revenge.
That should be a good one.
I won't be surprised if you see the same chippiness that we saw here against Sacramento will be here again at Rio Tinto Stadium against Colorado.
Fans, we'd like to thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you to our awesome broadcast crew, those in the booth, those on the cameras, making things happen. And we wish all those mothers a happy Mother's Day tomorrow. And we'll sign off here from the Riot and hope to see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.